Alright guys, welcome back to Schmatz Outdoors. I realized kind of after the fact when I'm editing this video that I didn't do a little intro for you guys. So I'm just going to quickly here explain a little bit of what happened here and then you guys can enjoy the video. This is early goose hunting in Minnesota in 2022. This is 2 days worth of hunting. The first day I only have a few clips for you guys, and then the second day I got a few more for you. And I go through kind of at the end of the video here, I'll be kind of going through, you know, what my spread looks like and kind of the reasons why I set up the way I did, where I did, that type of stuff. Will be towards the end of the video, or at the end of the video here. I just want to apologize. There's some sun glare in my videos here. I couldn't really do anything about that. I actually tried setting you guys up at a little different angle, but I didn't figure you'd be able to see the geese coming in or anything. So the wind was out of the northwest, which means I kind of had to face my spread towards the southeast. So then once the sun started coming up, it was kind of shining, you know, towards the camera. So I apologize a little for that. And then there is a little clip in here that's real foggy. Well, I'll just explain kind of what I think happened there, or what I'm pretty confident happened. So the second morning, there was a real heavy dew. It actually rained overnight just a little bit, and there was a real heavy dew. And I laid my gun, you know, on the ground next to where I was setting, and I actually think like the dew started building up on the decoys after I was there, and you know, because they were fairly dry when I got there, but after I was there a bit, the decoys dewed over, and I actually think it dewed over the top of my camera just because the camera was, it was outside in my truck all night, the camera was, and my shotgun was. So I actually think it was cold enough when it dewed over the lens of my camera. So the video turned out kind of foggy. I hope you guys could kind of see what happened. You know, I did the best I could with the footage I ended up with. Again, so this is 2 mornings and it's split in the video here, so you'll be able to tell which morning's which. Otherwise, just enjoy the video. What the hell? How did I not get bird? That's so stupid. Well, I absolutely blew that. I've been standing here next to my GoPro, and I got a couple decoys right by my GoPro to kind of blend it in a little bit back here. And I've been standing here probably 10, maybe 15 minutes. I haven't heard a goose honk or nothing. it sounded like a few geese started honking down towards the lake, which is behind the camera here. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna turn my camera on. There's been quite a few doves flying by too, and I can hunt doves as well. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna switch and, you know, maybe shoot some doves. So I turn you guys on. I literally turn around and there's a single cupped up like 200 yards out in front of me here. Well, I have my gun laying by my decoy spread. So I go over there and I lay down. Comes in perfectly. Sat up, 2 shots. I don't know, didn't get the thing. I don't know. I can't believe that, but that's the only goose I've had come anywhere as close to me this morning. Early on, I had a flock come from way over towards the east. Come and they were cupped up like they were gonna come down in here, but I don't know, they got like 200 yards out and they were still twice as high as the guy could shoot, and then they just kind of kept going to the south. So I don't know if I spooked them or if they just didn't want to be in here. I don't know what happened, but otherwise there's been a few geese flying around, but not very many this morning. So I don't know. We'll get sat back up here. Probably, like I said, I'm gonna probably put dove loads in my gun and see if a guy can't shoot a dove if one flies by here. But how did I not get that goose? I mean, he was only like 25 yards, 20 yards maybe. He wasn't very far. I think maybe I shot in front of him the first shot, but the second shot I feel like I had it right on him. So I don't know. That's hunting, I guess. Oh, Oh, look at that. I literally just turned around. And this goose just come right back. So I got one, and I got two. That makes two. Well, I got two. That pair kind of caught me with my pants down. They were honking behind the camera here, and just happened to just glance behind me and hear this pair come. They were already cupped up when I seen them. I don't know, they made a couple weird loops, but there's almost no wind today, so they could come any way they wanted. And I thought I hit them both, but the one flew over here and just piled up, the second one. And the first one, I don't know, he kept flying behind the camera. When I was over there picking up the first one here, the single come by, and I don't know if it's the same one or not, but come right by me. So I shot once and got him. So 3 shots, 2 nice geese. I'll take that any day. that one too. Well, rookie mistake. Had my gun unsafe when I sat up. So I shot this first one here when they were flying away, and I weighed down and called. A lot of times those pairs, that second one will circle back around. It was not a close shot by any means, but killed him stone dead. My double barrel's got a full barrel and a modified barrel depending on which trigger you pull. It's a double triggered gun. So I switched and I shot the full barrel. Usually that's the back trigger. Usually I shoot the modified first, then the full, but he was plenty tall, so I thought we were gonna give him the full barrel, and if I wouldn't have got him with that, I wouldn't have shot again, but it did the work. This one here is still alive. His head was up as soon as he hit the ground. And I thought, well, we'll give him a minute to lay there, but his head was still up, so I got up to go after him and he stood up. I shot at him with both barrels and didn't even phase him, he just stood there, so I ended up just running him down. And what I got, 8 shots now, 4 geese. Not too bad of a morning. My shooting ain't been great. Honestly, like that first pair that come in, I should have had both of them right there, dead to rights. I hit the one, when he went down, but I thought I hit the other one, but it must not have. And both of these, like I said, when I sat up, my gun was unsafe, so I shot this one flying away, which is never a great shot. But like I said, I should have easily had them both. They were right in, tight to the spread. So like I said, another pair. Makes 4 for the morning. Way better than yesterday. Alright guys, so we're out here early goose hunting. The early season in Minnesota here in 2022. I hunted the last 2 mornings out here by myself. My spread maybe could have been a little better, but there hasn't been many geese flying around this today and yesterday. So I have basically the exact same decoy spread, and we're going to give you a little rundown. So I got some full bodies down on the end. I like to kind of line the front of my spread with some full bodies, and then we got like that one is magnum size shells. I got 9 shells out here of that size, and then right here, and I lay under 2 super magnum shells. So this kind of is under my body's under that, and then we tuck our feet underneath the a magnum shell. And then kind of out this way we got a group of full bodies, and then back here I have a pair of full bodies. I've been setting my GoPro up next to those full bodies back there, so just to kind of blend in my camera, because the video that you guys may have just seen from 2021 seemed like a lot of the geese are flaring, and I'm wondering it ain't because my camera was kind of sitting behind my spreads, kind of sticking out. I want to apologize for the sun. I couldn't do nothing about that. That's just the way the wind is from the northwest, so it's coming from behind me blowing this direction, so I couldn't really I'm gonna set my gun down. I couldn't really set up any differently, and of course, you know, a guy can't buy a few clouds in the morning so you're not looking into the sun. It makes it very hard when you're trying to look that way when the geese are coming in as well, because you're trying not to shine your face, you know, in the sun, but you also want to kind of keep a little bit of tabs on where they're coming from. Yesterday, as you guys seen, I had just that one single come in. I only seen maybe 25 geese yesterday. So what we got is over this hill behind these trees, there's a lake down there, and the geese come off the lake up over the hill here. This is about the only wheat field within 4 or 5 miles. There's another one like 4 miles that way that I kind of think they may be using now. Me and my brother hunted this field last weekend. We did okay. We had 8 the first day that we hunted, and we only had 3 the second day, but which isn't terrible. That's typical early goose hunting for us. You know, you do really good one day, and the second day you kind of spook a lot of the birds, and they, you know, are real wary and don't want to come in. So, and then today, so yesterday I only seen like 25 geese. I only had that one single come in. I don't know how I missed him. He was right in tight, perfect. He kind of caught me with my pants down because I was back by my camera. I turned my camera on just kind of on a whim. You know, I just turned it on and let it roll, my GoPro here. And when I turned around, I got like halfway back to where I'm laying here, and I always leave my gun kind of laying like this because I'm right-handed. So then while I'm laying here, it's right next to my hand, so I basically grab it and set up. Well, here the goose was coming like right over here, like 30 feet off the ground, cupped up already. I just literally got here and just laid like this, and he kind of circled by, and I got 2 real good shots at him, but just didn't get him. You know, that's the way it goes. And this morning, as you guys seen, I had 2 pairs come into me, and my shooting wasn't great, but I ended up getting all 4 of them, and I've only seen maybe 15 geese this morning. So I had, the biggest group I've seen is 3, and I've seen like 3 or 4 groups of 3, and then these 2 pairs. So to get 4 out of 15 geese, or maybe 20 at the most I've seen this morning, you know, that's pretty good for around here. The first group, I thought I actually hit the first one I shot at, so I moved over and shot the second one, and I hit him hard as both of his legs dropped, and then he soared up over the hill over here, and he was up here, and then all of a sudden he just crumpled and fell. So I knew he was dead. Well, then the second one, if you call at the second one of a pair, a lot of times you'll get them to circle back around and get shots at them. So I'm still hunting. I got one, I can shoot one more goose. So that's why if you see me kind of looking around, that's what I'm doing. I'm still kind of surveying. You know, a lot of the geese have been going, and they've been going almost right down where the telephone line. They've been kind of headed south that way. So I'm kind of watching behind me, and I'm watching in front of me, because again, the lake's back here where they're coming from. But yeah, so I shot the one up over here on the hill, and I waited. The second one flew and he went over the trees over here, so I couldn't see him, you know, these far trees down here. So I started walking across and I was wandering around a little bit. He was a little bit farther than I thought, and he was over this way a little farther than I thought. Well, here I get right close to him. Well, here I hear one honk, and here the goose comes right by this trees and circles right by me. And again, I mentioned it that my double barrel here has, you know, full-time chokes. It doesn't have screw-in chokes. One barrel's a modified, one's a full, and it's a 2-trigger gun. The front trigger shoots the modified, the back trigger shoots the full. So that goose was a little bit high, but I switched to the full barrel. I literally was just crumpled down, just kind of kneeling down on the ground, and he come right over me. So I sat up and shot him and stoned him. So I carried those two back, and then, like I said, it wasn't that long later, I was laying here, and a pair come up over here kind of by these telephone poles, and again, the geese have been kind of traveling going this way. So I honked a few times, and next thing you know, they kind of turned, and they come, and they circled around me a couple times, because, like I said, there's almost no wind today, so it is blowing this way, but it was only forecasted like up to 5 miles an hour. So they kind of could land any way they wanted to, and they made a couple passes around me. Well, here when they come by, I sat up, I was right on the front one, couldn't pull the trigger, my gun was on safe. So every time you break my gun open, it automatically puts it on safe. So you reload, you gotta remember to click it off a safe. So while I'm hunting, my gun is never on safe. It's always ready to go. So yeah, I sat up, so it took me a second to figure out what was going on, took the safe off, I shot once and knocked the goose down. And you know, shooting him from behind's not ideal. As soon as he hit the ground, his head was up, but the second one kind of circled, so I called, and here he come back around. He kind of circled over this way. He was kind of up here, kind of high. But I did the same thing. I switched to the back trigger and shot the full at him, and again, I would have only shot one shot both times. Well, here I stoned that one too, so you know, I ended up with like 6 shots for the 4 geese. Well, that one, the first one out here, the second pair had his head up, so I kind of waited. Sometimes, you know, they'll just slowly die, but he didn't look like he was doing that, so I reloaded. I always throw extra shells in my pocket here. Oh, I dropped one. So if I have to go chase one, you're already ready to go. I don't have to grab my shell belt or anything like that. I got them in my pocket already. So I got up and I got over there. He started moving, walking on the ground a little bit. So I pull up with the full choke, shoot, literally just sprayed pellets all the way around him in the dirt. Didn't even phase him. So I shot at the second barrel, it didn't even phase him. So I ended up running him down. His wing was broke and he's bleeding from the one leg, but it wasn't enough to stop him, so I got 3 geese behind me right over here. Just come over the hill. I think I blew that. So they're just going over the grove of trees right over here. Yeah, they come right over right here. Never honked a single time that I heard, but I've been talking too. You know, they just went over the grove. They turned and kind of went away from me, but. So yeah, anyway, like I said, I got 8 shots now for 4 geese this morning, and I shot 2 at that single yesterday I didn't get, so. It's getting about time actually now that they kind of quit flying. That's why I'm doing this little video here. So we're gonna give you a little better look at my spread here. So like I said, down here on the end we got a group of 5, and I kind of try to leave a gap in between them. So you know, it's early season, so they're still kind of family groups. So you can kind of see, I mean, I got 20 feet between these 5 and this group. And then I kind of got my main cluster, so I got, I don't know, probably 15 decoys are in the middle here, including, you know, my shells and the full bodies here in the front. a pair in the back there to hide my camera. Normally I wouldn't put that pair back there if I wasn't trying to film. You know, I would have had them up here with the main group. But then again, I got a group, looks like 7 out here on the end. And then I kind of leave this gap. So there's like 20 feet in here again. Just kind of gives them room, you know. Like I said, that looks like a little family group. I got kind of the main flock. Looks like a family group over there. You know, and it doesn't really hurt to have a pair offset by themselves. We've actually done that in the past, have like 3 or 4 setting kind of behind our spread. You know, if the geese seem like they want to land short, we do that, and then that seems like they'll almost kind of pull them in, like they want to try and land beyond your spread, and they pull them closer to you. But yeah, like I said, we just lay underneath the Super Magnum. We kind of kick the dirt and get it level enough so we can lay there. We're not super picky. Honestly, you know, you get in a dirt clod in the back, you just move the dirt clod. So, and then we hide our feet underneath one of these just Magnum shells. And when we're hunting, so I've been laying on this decoy bag because the ground is wet, but otherwise we just hide the decoy bags underneath one of these shells. And I don't know, you can see my geese are underneath this big one. If we're hunting 2 people, we'll have 4 of these Super Magnums, so we lay underneath one, and then we got a second one. You know, we'll have 2 back behind us in the spread. If 2 of us are hunting, we also throw out, I have 18 of these Magnum size shells. We'll throw out all 18 of those, have them kind of mixed in, you know. Well, actually, I'd have probably thrown a few over there, and I'd have probably spread my spread out just a little bit. But with one guy, I basically want, so I can shoot maybe 10 yards past my decoy spread on each direction. You know, because sometimes they don't want to land in your spread, they'll land off the end. You know, so I try to make sure, so like I said, like, I mean, I probably got 20 yards to the end of my spread here. The bottom of that ditch over here is about 30 yards, you know, so I don't want to be shooting too much farther than that for geese. You know, so like I said, and then I'm right-handed, so I lay kind of facing this direction because I can swing my body all the way over here. If you've got left-hand shooters, you know, you want to lay the opposite way, but we try to lay, so you're kind of using, so like right-handed shooter, I can cover this half of the spread. A left-handed shooter would cover this half of the spread. So you're kind of laying back to back, so you ain't shooting in each other's face. Me and my brother are both right-handed, so typically I'd be laying here, and then he would be laying probably about by this decoy. You know, so we're 15 feet apart. Kind of help eliminate the gun blast a little bit if, you know, the geese are more out in front of us on one end or the other. So, you know, you gotta be careful not shooting over top of each other, so. All right, I feel like I babbled on long enough. I just want to say thanks for watching Schmetz Outdoors. Again, leave comments down below if you guys like these goose hunting videos. I can maybe try and do some duck hunting videos if I have time. You know, maybe some deer hunting videos. That's a little bit tougher for me, but you know, I archery hunt, but you know, GoPro is not the best for filming a deer hunt like that, but something like this, it's kind of fun to play around with. So leave comments down below if you guys like this kind of video. You know, maybe try and do a few more of these. I would have filmed last weekend, but I actually forgot the stand for my GoPro, and I forgot the mount for my Tacticam, so I couldn't use either one of my cameras last weekend. So just kind of the way it goes. Just, you know, wasn't quite ready for the hunting season, I guess, to be here. So all right, leave comments down below if you want to see more videos like this, or if you want to see anything else, want me to explain a little bit more of what I'm doing out here. Yeah, otherwise we'll see you guys out on the next one.